Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network. And we thank you for joining us each and every week as you do, as we have great news, updates, and reports about what's going on in the Beltway boxing scene. And of course, you can subscribe to the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.com, Stitcher.com. You can go to TuneIn.com or to the Google Podcast app. And you can subscribe and leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. You can on all those events, on all those podcast stations, and you can get the Beltway Boxing News and Notes podcast on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network. Every time we go on the air, you'll know we'll be on the air. So some great things coming up this week. We have a huge report this week because now we have events coming up. Events from last week we had to talk about. We also have events that come up this week, and we have updates on our local cards for the next couple of weeks coming up. So we got a lot to talk about. So Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network, brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief, from boxers to ballerinas. For shoulder pain to muscle strain, everything in between, Boxing Law on the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. And buy DeborahSpears.com, where you can buy great jewelry, and there's a great boxing glove pendant you got to check out on DeborahSpears.com. And you can, if you buy that and you buy jewelry for the first time, you get 20% off your first purchase. And she also has some great tips on how to diet how to lose weight without dieting, and to eat real food along the way. And that's on Deborah, Debra Spears.com. As you said, a lot of things going on this past weekend. Oh, it was a huge day, especially on Saturday, September 8th. We had a huge day of boxing all around the country. A number of boxers in attendance from the Beltway, in action, I should say, from the Beltway. And it was a great day. We actually came out pretty well in this situation for Saturday, September 8th. First of all, we go to the Forum in Inglewood, California. That's with Bethesda, Maryland super flyweight Alexandru Spartan Marine. He won a tough 10-round split decision over the Aloha Kid, Bruno Escalante of Redwood City, California. And he captured the vacant IBF Intercontinental Super Flyweight Championship on Saturday, September 8th. Now, we call this belt everything under the sun. I think I called it the international belt by mistake. And one report said it was the interim super flyweight title. That wasn't true, no question about that. But it was the Intercontinental title for Alexander Marine. Definitely Marine's toughest bout in his pro career. He was able to press Escalante because he had so much height over Escalante. Now, as we continue this, we got to say that Marine had a tough time making weight. He was actually at 115.2 at one point, and then he got down to 114.8. He's in danger of being unable to win this title because, in fact, one report said that he did not win the title. That's not true. Marine did win the title because he did get down in the second attempt at weight. He got down to 114.8 pounds. Anyway, get back to the bout itself. This was the first time, and I remember I looked through all the bouts that I've covered with Marine in this area, and I've covered a lot of them, the majority of his bouts in this area, not all of them, as a matter of fact, that he's fought in the area. And this was the first time that Marine's defense was tested. And quite frankly, he needs work on his defense. There's no question about that. Escalante was able to get inside Marine. Marine gave up his height at times, and he hit Marine with punches, and a left hand caused a cut under Marine's right eyebrow. Now, the cut wasn't all that bad, and credit to his cut man, James Hogan, for really getting complete control of the cut. And he was able to continue because of it. But Marine was offensive minded, which is the biggest advantage that he had over Escalante. He continued to be offensive minded. He was pretty accurate throughout the bout. Escalante was able to land more punches, though, and he was able to hit Marine at times. But Marine's activity throughout the contest, I think that gave him the edge on two of the judges' scorecards. They scored about 96-94 and 98-92, which is more my score, really, 98-92. Now, Escalante won one card, 97-93. I didn't see it. I saw the damage that Escalante was doing at times for Marine, but I just didn't see Escalante winning the bout, not at all. But one judge did. He saw it 97-93. So now Marine, who I just found out the rankings, I think the new IBF ranking just came out over the last weekend or so, and Marine has now moved from 6th to 4th in the IBF. And he's ranked number 12 as of last time we looked at the WBO rankings, ranked number 12 by the WBO. Now, what I found interesting about this, and this bout, by the way, was streamed live on 360promotions.us. Thank you for that stream. They did a good job with the undercard. This was on the undercard, by the way, of the Superfly 3 card that took place at the Forum this past Saturday. And I know two of the announcers very well, Steve Kim and Doug Fisher. They're both, Doug Fisher's he's the editor-in-chief of the Ring magazine, and Steve Kim is on Boxing Scene. I think a couple other platforms he works. They're both great writers, no question about that. They could do a little better, though, on researching their people. And what they were saying about this bout was that the winner of this contest will get a top 15 ranking in the IBF. And quite frankly, and I should have told them this when I was answering their questions and trying to stream, watch the stream. Marine at that time was ranked 6th already by the IBF. So he was already in the top 10 by the IBF. And I got the word over the weekend that he had moved up to 4th. Now, I don't think those rankings have come out officially yet, but Marine is now ranked 4th in the world. So a world title shot is in the making for Alexander Marine. I mean, he's right at the cusp. But again, in order for him to succeed in whatever world championship he gets, championship title opportunity he gets, he's going to have to work on his defense. There's no question about that, because he got hit too much in that situation. And he never had been tested defensively. A lot of his bouts that he won by decision, he won pretty handily. The German Mirage over at MGM National Harbor, and a couple other bouts that I can think of off the top of my head. He was never really tested defensively by these guys. And Escalante definitely tested him defensively. So he has some work to do. He is still a great contender now. He was one of our top prospects last year in 2017. But right now, defense is the key for Alexander Marine. If he can work on that, a world championship cannot be far behind. But right now, Alexander Marine is now 17-0, 11 KOs. Bruno Escalante falls to 17-4 with 7 KOs. So congratulations once again. And I believe this is his 3rd regional title that Marine has won. I know he won the USBO title, won an IBO title at one time as well. But this is a big one, no question about that. Big step up for him. And now he's got to step up even further and work on that defense and really get things headed toward a world title shot. We'll see what happens. So congratulations once again to Alexander Spartan Marine. Now, over at the Showboat Hotel Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey, we had 2 Beltway boxers. They were both successful as they both scored technical knockouts. Baltimore, Maryland lightweight Jamal Dyer scored a 4th round TKO over Marcus Lugo of Vineland, New Jersey. Now, I saw some of the clips of this bout. Dyer knocked out Lugo in the 1st round. He continually wobbled him in the 2nd round. And then I saw this in the 4th round. I saw a clip of this in the 4th round. Dyer landed a beautiful counter right hand that dropped Lugo again in the bout. And then when Lugo got up, Dyer swarmed him, and the bout was stopped at 129 of the 4th round. But that was a great shot. And again, Dyer has had some quality knockdowns and knockouts in his young pro career. And his one loss notwithstanding, he's had an outstanding career thus far. He's 6-1 now, 4 KOs, and Lugo falls to 0-2. But a really solid right hand in that 4th round led Dyer to the victory. So great win for Jamal Dyer. And also Baltimore light heavyweight, Travis Holy Toledo. He registered a 2nd round TKO over Talik Taylor of Freeport, New York. Toledo knocked down Taylor twice in the 2nd round before Harvey Dock, the referee, stopped the bout at 2:02. And Toledo's now 2-0, 2 KOs, originally from the Bronx, New York. while Taylor is now 3-12-1 with 1 KO. So congratulations to both Travis Toledo and Jamal Dyer. Great wins for both of those guys. Now, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and this is on the undercard of Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, and that was a great bout. No question about that. Tremendous bout between those two guys, and Sean Porter won it, but it was a real tough bout both ways. No question about that. But we had 2 wins and 1 loss on that bout, that card. Brandon Bulldog Quarles, who really has gotten some of a renaissance going on now in his career. He won an 8-round split decision over Marcus Willis of Fort Myers, Florida. Quarles took the bout on 2 scorecards, 77-75 and 78-74, while Willis took 1 card, 78-74. So a tough bout, but about a year or so ago, Quarles wasn't winning those type of bouts. He was getting the short end of those bouts. So for him to come back and really get some of those wins shows his improvement. And don't look now, but Quarles has now won 2 straight bouts. He's won 7 of his last 8, and his record is now 20 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, with 10 knockouts to his credit. Myers falls to 18-6 with 2 draws and 5 KOs. So Quarles is now working under Ernesto Rodriguez over at Hillcrest, same gym that champion Jared Hurd works under, and they're all in attendance Saturday night. So, things are looking very good all of a sudden for Brandon Quarles. He's fought well. He's fought decent competition in his winning streak. He's fought some good competition. This was probably the best competition he's fought in his winning streak. And it looks good. It looks very good. So congrats once again to Brandon Bulldog Quarles out of Alexandria. He's now 20 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. Actually, he had 2 losses in Brooklyn, not 1 loss, 2 draws in Brooklyn. One of them was from a recent transplant to the area. Fatiu Fasinu. He's out of Fort Washington, Maryland by way of Cotonou, Benin. And he lost an 8-round unanimous decision to undefeated Chris Colbert of Brooklyn, New York on this Barclays Center card. Fasinu lost by shutout. All 3 judges scored about 80-72. Fasinu is now 28-11-3 with 15 KOs. Colbert's undefeated at 9-0, 3 KOs. And also, 7 Maryland heavyweight Sherman Artis Jr. He lost by second round TKO to Clayton Laurent Jr. of St. Thomas Virgin Islands. And in that particular bout, Artis, and he kind of talked about it when he was on Facebook this weekend, how big Laurent was. Laurent weighed in at 291.6 pounds, whereas Artis had 233 pounds on him. And Laurent just pummeled Artis throughout the contest, knocking him down 3 times in the second round before the bout was stopped at 256 of the second round. Artis is now 3-3. Laurent, who, by the way, was an Olympian in 2016 under the Virgin Islands banner, and he's also the stepson of former world champion, one of my all-time favorite boxers, Julian the Hawk Jackson. And Laurent is now 2-0, both his wins coming by way of TKO. So that's the weekend. Again, a busy Saturday for us. And of course, we had big events in the Beltway with the Inside the Gates event at Berry Farms. And you go to Juan Marshall, my partner's blog on proamfighttalk.blogspot.com. You can see the results from the Dr. Arnold McKnight event that took place at Kenilworth Recreation Center on this past Saturday as well. Now, let's move on to this week. This week, we have a couple of big events. One of them is the nationally televised bout. That's for Franchon Cruz DeZern, the heavy-hitting diva out of Baltimore. She'll take on the La Diva Maricela Cornejo of Los Angeles, California, in a 10-round bout. That's for the interim WBC Super Middleweight Championship. That'll be this coming Thursday, September 13th, at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. The bout will be televised on ESPN. Now, the telecast scheduled to begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, by the way. And again, Cruz is earning a big contest, probably her biggest since she lost that 4-round unanimous decision to Clarissa Shields. She's 3-1, 1 KO. Cornejo is 12-2 with 5 KO. She's won 8 in a row since she suffered a 10-round split decision loss to Kali Reese for the WBC middleweight title back in Auckland, New Zealand in April of 2016. And last time Cornejo fought was on July 13th, and she scored a 3rd-round TKO over Samantha Pill in Los Angeles. So this is a big bout for Franchon Cruz DeZern, and you'll be able to see it live on ESPN2 on Thursday night, September 13th, from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's scheduled to get the telecast scheduled to get underway at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on Friday night, September 14th, at the 2300 Arena, we've got 3 bouts on that card. One moved over from December the 8th. From September 8th to September 14th. And that's the bout between David Day Grayton, 15-2-1, 11 KOs, taking on undefeated Terrell Williams, Los Angeles, 16-0, 13 KOs. That'll be the co-feature on this card, which, by the way, will be shown live on Fight Night Live on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, you go to the Fight Night Live tab. They did a lot of these last year. Were very successful. Mark Abrams and his crew. And this card will be televised live, shown live, streamed live, I should say, on Fight Night Live at Facebook. And again, that's the co-feature, David Grayton taking on Terrell Williams. Now, a couple other bouts on the card, and they've changed. One has changed an opponent. The other has an opponent. That's Shingiz Khan Tazabai has changed an opponent. He's 6-0, 2 KOs out of Washington, D.C. He'll take on Virgil Winfield of Concord, North Carolina. He is 1-0, 1 KO. Winfield made his pro debut on August 11th in Salisbury, North Carolina. He scored a first-round TKO over Juwan Felton. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Williams out of Washington, D.C., he's 2-0, 1 KO. His bout is scheduled for 4 rounds, and he will be against Fahad Fatullah of Salt Lake City, Utah, by way of Azerbaijan. Fatullah is 1-1. He looks to bounce back from losing a 4-round unanimous decision, to Alexis Gaitan. That was back in August of 2017 in Humble, Texas. So that's the bout. I believe the Fight Night Live broadcast schedule to get underway at 7 o'clock. Just check the blog, boxononbeltway.blogspot.com, and you can see the time on that. But that's this coming Friday night, September 14th, from the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. David Grayton taking on Terrell Williams, Shingiz Khan Tazabai against Virgil Winfield, and Keyshawn Williams against Fahad Fatullah. So those are the events coming up this coming week. Now, next week, Saturday, September 22nd, 2 cards coming up in the area. One will be at the A.C. Jordan Arena on the campus of Bowie State University in Bowie, Maryland. And the other one will be at the ABC Sports Complex in Springfield, Virginia. I will be at the one in Bowie State University. There are a boatload of Beltway boxers on this card. A couple of them have bouts. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And hopefully next week we'll be able to give you a full preview of this card. But one of the bouts on the card, which I find very interesting, and I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. I'm kind of wavering on this. It's the Battle of Baltimore light heavyweights. One is actually moving up to light heavyweight. And that's when Travis Severe Reeves takes on Devin Bite Butcher. And that'll be one of the big events on the Bowie State, Maryland card, which is a Shabazz Brothers card, along with Real Deal Sports and Entertainment card. Travis Reeves, 15-3 with 2 draws and 7 KOs. His last bout was on March 24th. He lost a 12-round TKO to Karo Murat. That was in Hamburg, Germany. And that broke a 12-bout winning streak that he had. He was Travis Reeves on a roll, no question about that. Fought well. But Murat was definitely a major step up in competition for him. And he stuck with it, stayed with it best he could and just lost in the 12th and final round. Devin Butcher, on the other hand, is 6-2 with 3 KOs. He's lost 2 of his last 3. His last bout was a 6-round unanimous decision loss to Aidos Yabasanuli. That was on June 17th of 2017, and that was at DuBurns Arena in Baltimore. They both have fought Tennille Goyko. Reeves won a 8-round unanimous decision on April 14th at the MGM National Harbor, and Goyko beat Devin Butcher by a 6-round split decision at the Maryland State Fairgrounds back in May of 2016. Goyko fought Reeves in April of 2017. Needless to say, this is a very weird bout for me. Again, a bout where you have 2 local guys, nothing on the line. I think in this case it's a little different only because you do have a little bit of youth versus experience, although the experience on Reeves' end really because of his age. He's 37 years old. It is a strange bout for me. It really doesn't make a boatload of sense at this point. It should be an interesting bout. The question is which Devin Butcher shows up. The 2 times that Butcher's gone to 6 rounds, he has lost. He's lost both his bouts to Goico and Yabasanuli. You got to figure this Reeves bout's got to be at least 6 rounds, probably closer to 8 rounds, I would guess. So right now, the odds on Butcher doing well against Reeves aren't good, quite frankly. He only has 2 knockouts. That was against, both guys were old, had winless records. He lost, actually has 3 wins. I'm 3 knockouts, but all 3 of the guys had winless records. Both Darrell Watkins, Walter McRae, and David Rohn all have winless records going in. Definitely a huge step up in competition for Devin Butcher, because he hasn't fought anybody close to this amount of experience since his pro debut when he fought John Michael Terry, who's 2-14-3 going in. So this bout, truly, as good as it might end up being, doesn't make a boatload of sense. I'll be perfectly honest. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And this is the second time in 4 bouts that, I saw in 3 bouts, that Devin Butcher's taking a bout that you got to wonder why they're taking this bout. When they, 4 bouts, I guess it is now. When he fought Tennille Goico, people asked him, why are you taking this bout? This is a tough bout. You know, Goico's got a lot of experience. He's beaten some quality people. Why are you taking this bout? I think the same question has to be asked again on this one for the Butcher camp. Why are you taking this bout? Guy's a boatload of experience. He's, been where you want to be. He's won a regional title. Reeves has won a regional title. Why are you taking this bout? So you got to wonder about this one. It could be interesting, no question about it. But that one, quite frankly, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That's just my personal opinion. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But we'll see what happens. Part of the card. Also scheduled to be on the card, Greg Outlaw, of course, the Bowie State University graduate. Lantez Fox scheduled to make his return after injury. He's scheduled to make his return. Musin Kason, the brother of Hasim Rahman Sr., debuting Mark Duncan out of Baltimore. Gregory Glizzy Clark's on the show. And Tariq I Get Busy Irby on this show. And also we have one bout that is scheduled to take place on this card if one of the boxers on the bout doesn't fight this coming weekend. Joshua Dynamite Davis makes his return, and he'll be in a 8-round bout, I believe, against Anvar Yunusov of Reading, Pennsylvania, by way of Tajikistan. Now, Yunusov is scheduled as of right now, according to BoxRec, to be on that 2300 arena card in Philadelphia on the 14th. On Friday, September 14th, that's a King's Promotions card, and Yunusov is a King's Promotions fighter. So whether or not he will go 8 days later and fight Joshua Davis, I don't know. We'll have to see. But right now, that bout is on the ledger, so we'll go with it. Davis, as we said, 11-3 with 5 KOs. He's coming off a second-round TKO loss to Steven Ortiz. He has actually lost his last 2 bouts. He lost prior to that back in October 2017. Lost a 6-round unanimous decision to Ray Lampkin in Atlanta, Georgia. Ortiz's bout was at the Sugar House Casino in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Yunusov, who was a Olympian in 2016, he comes off a 4th-round TKO over Mike Oliver, who is a faded veteran to say the very least. That was on August 25th in Greensboro, North Carolina. So Yunusov has been fighting pretty regularly, so I guess it's not totally out of the question that he'll fight twice in 8 days. I don't know. But we shall see. But right now, he is scheduled to fight this Friday in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena. And then he's also scheduled to fight on the 22nd at Bowie State University against Joshua Davis in one of the big bouts there. So that is Saturday, September 22nd at the AC Jordan Arena on the campus of Bowie State University. Also on Saturday, September 22nd, at the ABC Sports Complex in Springfield, Virginia, the TAC Promotions card, and no real change on that one. I think we've said that Edgar Torres is not going to be on the card, but the only other local box we have on there so far is Patrick Harris out of Washington, D.C. No word yet on his opponent. He's scheduled to fight for the American Boxing Federation Colonial Atlantic Super Lightweight title. I have no idea what that is, but be that as it may, he's scheduled to appear on that card in an 8-round bout. Also, one bout has been signed. Alvin Vermal Jr., 15-1-1, taking on Rocky Smith, who's 13-7. So that's the event on Saturday, September 22nd at the ABC Sports Complex in Springfield, Virginia. So both Juan Marshall and I scheduled to be at the card in Bowie State. Again, it's just a big card, whole lot of Beltway boxers on the card. Now, the folks at TAC Promotions say there's going to be a lot of Beltway boxers on their card. I just haven't seen it yet, and they haven't told me. So they need to tell me. They want me to give some sort of publicity to, which I do want to do. They let us know what's going on. But right now, nothing is on that card for September 22nd, as far as Beltway boxers are concerned. Then on Saturday, September 29th, the Sign Nation Sports card at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. This is going to be an interesting card, it looks like. And there's some bouts on here I'm a little concerned about, too, to be perfectly honest with you. One of them is one of the big co-feature bouts on the card, and that's Jason Bell, District Heights, Maryland, super middleweight. He is scheduled to take on, and this bout maybe makes even less sense than the bout I just talked about, Reeves and Butcher, because right now it's just too early for him. Just my personal opinion. But Jason Bell out of District Heights, he's 3-0, 1 KOs. He'll take on Cenk Plana out of Hagerstown, Maryland, by way of Armenia. In this 4-round bout, it's a Plana is 1-0, 1 KO. Now, this bout for me is just way too early. It really is just way too early for this one to take place. You know, you hate to see Beltway boxers fight each other so soon with nothing on the line, and there's a possibility that both boxers, quite frankly, either whether they win or lose, could be hurt by this. Jason Bell coming off a 4-round unanimous decision win over Alan Stevenson on October 14th at the ABC Sports Complex in Springfield, Virginia. Cenk Plana has not fought since October of 2017 as well, October 19th. He won a first-round knockout over Damarin Kirby, excuse me, at the Mayflower Hotel. That was on that alarm.com card that we're not allowed to go to as press. But Plana's been injured since then. He's just coming back off an injury. Now, these guys are very young in their careers. Both these guys have pretty good amateur careers. Both of them fought in the Golden Gloves. And you just got to wonder why this bout's taking place. This is just way too early for me. You know, let them get 10 bouts at least, and let them fight other people before you get against each other. Cenk Plana, by the way, is trained by former 3-time world champion Beltway boxing legend Simon Brown. So we'll see. Actually, this bout is going to be a 6-round bout. I just thought about. So again, Plana off only one bout, and then after an injury, is fighting in a 6-round bout for the first time in his very young pro career. And Jason Bell is also reaching 6 rounds for the first time. You got to wonder. You got to wonder about that one. No question about that. Now, other bouts scheduled to be on this card. Justin Bell, Jason's twin brother, is in a 6-round bout as well. First 6-round bout. He also fought in that October 14th card at Springfield, Virginia, won a 2nd-round TKO over Ben Williams. He takes on Alan Stevenson. The same Alan Stevenson, he's out of Richmond, Virginia, who fought Jason Bell in what was Stevenson's pro debut. His last bout, Stevenson's last bout was on April 14th in Salem, Virginia. He lost an 8-round unanimous decision against Scott Cujo Sigmund. So this is interesting. He's had an interesting career, no question about that. And unfortunately, he's lost all 3 of his bouts. He's 0-3. So we'll see what happens there. That's a 6-round bout as well. Justin Bell against Alan Stevenson. Another bout that I find interesting. Leo Platinum Power Alcanera out of Fort Washington, Maryland. He's super middleweight, 2-0. He'll take on Jonathan Burrs, also out of Hagerstown, Maryland, also trained by Simon Brown, who made his pro debut back on August the 10th and lost a 4-round unanimous decision over to James Martin at the Sugar House Casino in Philadelphia. So that should be an interesting bout as well. Got a couple of Beltway boxers on the card. Darren Tweete Williams on the card. The Red Comet Dante Cox. Also Francisco Bustos is scheduled to be on this card as well. So that's the card for Saturday, September 29th at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. So got a lot of interesting bouts coming up in the next few weeks. And we'll be able to cover for you live as best we can. We hope to be live from both Rosecroft Raceway and Bowie State University in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully we can be live for those big events coming up as well. So got a lot to talk about as we continue this month. Big events coming up in the very near future here in the Beltway. So make sure you join us each and every week on Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network. Once again, the Podcast Network brings you Beltway Boxing News and Notes, and is also brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com, great jewelry, great weight loss tips, only on Deborah, Debra Spears.com. Don't forget to visit the blog, boxingonthebeltway.blogspot.com. You can always find me on Twitter at Digital25. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening, everybody. Take care.